Alright guys, I'm back again, and here I am to show off my collection for the Nintendo Family Computer, or the Famicom as it's better well known as. Also known as the Nintendo Entertainment System, depending on where you live in the world. For those of you guys who don't know, this is basically the Japanese version of the NES. Obviously a lot more dramatically different looking than what we got here. And this is the boxed console that I have for it. It's in really nice shape, as you guys can see. It's all pretty much the same thing on all the sides of the box, and on the back it's just a block of styrofoam, so there's nothing to look at there. And as I lift off the cover, you can see the main system itself with all the hookups, the power supply, the RF box, and underneath is all the instruction books and all that, wrapped conveniently in a nice plastic bag to protect it. So that is the Famicom console that I have in the box. And now let's go ahead and get into my collection. The first game I have to show off, though, isn't exactly a game necessarily, but it's a means of playing Famicom games. What I have right here is a Famicom to NES adapter. Basically, all you do here is you plop on Famicom games at the top, and this will go into your top-loading NES or front-loading NES, depending on which one you'd rather use. It will work on both, and this basically allows you to play Japanese games on any North American console that you own. So this is a really nice way of playing import Japanese games. So this is really sweet. I was really happy to pick that up. So now let's go ahead and get into the games. I only have one boxed Famicom game, but I was really happy to get this one. This is Popeye for the Famicom. This is one of the 3 launch titles that came out in 1983 for the Famicom. This one is one of them. This is Popeye. I really like the artwork on this one, and if I go ahead and open it and show you that it's got everything in there. Here is, of course, the instructions, all in Japanese. Here's what the cartridge looks like. Yeah, it's green, you know, whoopee. It's a pretty good port of the arcade game, and it's the exact same as the NES version that we got here in America, so if you guys have played that, then you've obviously played this. There's absolutely no difference whatsoever. It's the same exact game. But it's still really cool to own this in the box because this is one of the 3 launch titles that came out in Japan, so I was really happy to have that. But that's the only boxed Famicom game I have, unfortunately. The rest of them are all loose, and the rest of them I keep in all of these clear, hard Nintendo cases. They're really great for storing Famicom games, by the way. So, here we get into the loose games. Here we have a game called Exurion. This is made by Jaleco. Think of this as like a souped-up version of Demon Attack / Galaga / Galaxian / Space Invaders. You know, it's one of those types of games. But the thing that makes this game really unique is you can actually fly your ship in 360 degrees around the screen. Really cool stuff. I really want to make a video showing this off eventually. It's a really unique game. Really fun to play, and it's also really difficult, but very good fun. Really good action game. This next game right here, I have no idea what the title is, but the reason why I bought it is just because the cover art just looked really funny. That sea lion looks really sad, and that kid looks overly happy. I have no idea how to play this either because of the language barrier, but to me it looks like it's just a Japanese text adventure. And of course I can't play it because I do not speak Japanese. So that is that. That is the first case. Going on to the second case. This is another game that I have no idea what the title is, but the cover art reminds me of Noah's Ark for the NES, or Bible Adventures rather. Yeah, this is another game that I cannot play because of the language barrier, but I also bought it just because the cover art just amused me, and it was cheap. That was the only reason why I really bought it, but I can't really play it because, again, can't speak Japanese, which kind of sucks. This next game here, I do know what the title is because I know for a fact this is a game that we did not get out here in America. This is Super Star Force. This is a really cool shoot 'em up with some RPG and leveling up elements kind of thrown into it. Really cool game. I think I made a video about this a long time ago. But yeah, great fun. Unfortunate that we didn't get it here in America. That's it for the second case there. These next 2 we did get in the United States as black box games, and they are Golf. This is the exact same game as Golf for the NES. It's absolutely no different. Even the language is all in English, which is pretty interesting. And the other one we got is pinball. Again, same case as golf. Absolutely no different. Even the language is all in English. So it's the same exact game. And next case here we have Mickey Mouse, which is basically Mickey Mousecapade that we got here in North America, but there are some minor differences actually. The enemies themselves are a little bit different, and the boss battles are a lot different also. And I also seem to notice that this game is a lot more difficult than Mickey Mousecapade. I don't know what it is, but to me this game seems just way harder. But it's kind of funny that, you know, in America they made such minor, you know, changes to this. I don't know what, you know, purpose those minor changes really had, but it's basically the exact same game, just the sprites are slightly different. And the next game we have here is a game called Cosmic Genesis. We did get this in America, I believe, under the name, I'm drawing a blank right now. Destination Earthstar, that's it. It's basically just a cockpit shooter set in outer space. It's really nothing that spectacular. But yeah, we did get that game in America, but it was just under a completely different name. And opening up the next case here, we have this. This is Famicom Family Baseball, which is basically RBI Baseball. It's the exact same game that we got here in America, which is a fantastic baseball game, by the way. And the other game that we have here, which I'm really surprised we didn't get a conversion here in the United States, this is Pac-Land. This was actually a really popular arcade game back in the mid-80s. And I'm really surprised that this never got released here in America. In Japan they got it, and it was very popular. The only thing is that the controls are, you know, really messed up actually. You actually move Pac-Man left and right across the screen using the A and B buttons, and you jump using the D-pad. So it takes a lot of time to get used to the controls, but once you do, it's actually a pretty fun game. It's also really difficult. And opening up the next case, here we have Super Mario Brothers for the Famicom. The exact same case with golf and pinball. This is the exact same game that we got here in North America. There's absolutely no difference, but I really wanted to own a Japanese copy of this anyway, just for the sake of collecting. Here we have a game that never came out here in America. This is called Volgard 2. At first I bought this just because the cover art looked amazing. I mean, a giant robot shooting a laser out of its head. I mean, come on, how could you go wrong with that? This game has to be good. And it's actually not that bad. It's a side-scrolling shooter. And as far as I understand it, this is the sequel to a game that came out on a Japanese home computer. Yes, just some random tidbit about that. It's actually not a bad shoot 'em up. I've played better, but, you know, I've played worse also. Alright, and we've got two more here. This game right here, I cannot remember the title of either. I did look it up, but I kind of forgot now. But this is another game that I cannot play because of the language barrier, but in the same case with that one game that had the sea lion on it, you know, the cover art made me buy it, and it seems like it's just another Japanese text adventure type game. So yeah, definitely can't play it, but, you know, the cover art looked amusing to me, and plus, it was super cheap, so, you know, whatever. Just because, you know, you can't really play it, it's still kind of fun to just look at the artwork and all that. It's half the fun of collecting these Famicom games, really. Alright, and the last game that I have here is Doraemon. The only reason why I know what this game is because, you know, it's actually a really popular game in Japan that we didn't get over here. This is based off of a Japanese anime. The game itself is actually okay. I've heard that there were some negative reviews about this game because the controls were a little stiff and your attack system really isn't, you know, the most efficient. But it's, you know, I've played a lot worse Famicom/NES games than this. It's actually not that bad. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to play it all the time, but it's okay for what it is. So that is it for my Famicom collection. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned as I begin to post more of these collection videos. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, have a good day.